Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome if you are new. I'm so happy that you are here, and I'm so happy to be here today. Today's video, I'm so excited to film because we are going to be talking about some holiday rom-coms, some winter romances. I love a good, warm, festive, holly jolly movie, and I'm learning that in books, I'm also enjoying that too. Today, I have compiled some Christmas holiday romance books that I want to talk to you guys about, as well as my TBR, because there are some amazing books out there that I haven't read yet, and I really want to get to. Our first book that I want to talk to you guys about is The Mistletoe Motive. Now, this book was so cute, and I actually finished it in November of this year, so you probably saw it in my November wrap-up. This book is about Gabriella and Jonathan, and they are workplace rivals. They're pretty much polar opposites. Everything that Gabriella is creative, holly jolly joyful, loves the Christmas season. Jonathan is very strategic and hates Christmas. They're polar opposites, and they are co-managers at an independent bookstore. However, the owners of the independent bookstore talk to Gabriella and Jonathan and tell them if they cannot turn their numbers around because of the big box store that moved across the street, they would have to close. Seeing this as a perfect opportunity to get rid of one another, the two end up forming a deal that the person who sells the most gets to keep their job going into the new year if the bookstore reopens after the holiday season. This is also a You've Got Mail retelling, so while they are rivals at work, they chat every night online, and it is so much fun. I just love You've Got Mail retellings. I feel like they are so fun and so cute, and the rivals is just so adorable. I also really loved the vulnerability that happened in this book. Gabriella is autistic, and I won't spoil what Jonathan has going on in his life, but he does have some things going on too, and the vulnerability between the two characters was really lovely. Overall, this is such a cute Christmas book, and I love the bookstore setting that this takes place in. The next book that I want to talk to you guys about is probably most like your famous Hallmark Christmas movies. It is The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. Now, this is about two identical twin sisters who end up switching places in their lives during the Christmas season. We have Charlie, who is a baker, and she runs a reality TV baking show as a judge. And one day she is on set and she gets clonked on the head and loses all sense of smell and taste, which is pretty pivotal if you're judging people's baked goods on national television. Her twin sister Cassie is living back home, trying to keep the family bakery alive in this small town with her ex, who will not leave her alone. Charlie then calls up Cassie and is like, please switch places with me. You're a baker, you know the flavors, and I can't smell or taste anything. I'll take over the family bakery. I'll deal with your ex. Just go be a reality TV judge for me. Two end up switching places, but what they don't anticipate is that they might find love in each other's worlds. We have a firefighter in the small town and a medical physician in the big city. This gives perfect, cute Hallmark movie vibes, and honestly, it was just such a sweet read, and I love them navigating each other's lives and potentially finding love while faking being the other person. So there was an interesting dynamic there. The next Christmas book that I have for you guys is Duke Actually. This is a very fun royal romance between Maximilian and Danny. So Maximilian is from the royal family. He is the Baron of London, I believe it's called. I have trouble saying that word. And his dad is on his tail about finding a suitable wife. So when Maximilian goes traveling to New York City to meet an appropriate wife, he ends up ditching those plans and on Danny's doorstep. Danny is newly single and loving it. She is not ready to commit, and this is perfect when she meets Mr. Rake Maximilian, who also doesn't want to settle down. The two end up forming a bond, and it is really sweet to watch. But the ultimate question is, will Danny be accepted by the royal family if this thing with Maximilian gets any more serious? This honestly reminded me a lot of the Christmas movie on Netflix called The Christmas Prince. I just felt like the dynamics were quite similar with like the civilian and then falling for a royal, but in that movie, he's not a rake, so we do have that aspect in this book. Overall, the story is really cute. It has a little bit of spice, and you will be swooning over the holiday season. Well, the next book I have for you isn't a Christmas rom-com. It does take place in a small Alaskan winter town. I'm talking about The Tourist Attraction. Now, I read this book, I believe 2 years ago, and I still think about it. This book is about Graham, and he is a grumpy diner owner in Moose Springs, Alaska. He iconically named his diner the Tourist Trap to be very ironic because he only wanted locals, but much to his dismay, it is filled with tourists. Our main character, Zoe, is spending 2 weeks in Moose Springs, Alaska, and absolutely falls in love with the scenery and small town charm of this place. She then goes into Graham's diner, and the two click immediately, and honestly, it is just such a fun grumpy sunshine kind of romance. However, since Zoe is a tourist, there is some complications, and she might just have to figure out how to stay in this small town that she has fallen in love with a little bit longer. Honestly, the romance in this book was so much fun. I love a grumpy man, and the wildlife that happens in Moose Springs, Alaska will make you giggle. It was so cute. So while it is not a Christmas romance, it has all of the winter charm, and honestly, I want to go to Moose Springs, Alaska. It just sounded like the most wonderful place. I now want to talk to you guys about some books that are on my TBR, but the next two books that I'm going to be talking about are on my TBR technically, but I have also started them, but I'm not actively reading them. but I sort of am. I don't know. It's kind of strange, but the mood reader in me has started them and is picking them up occasionally, reading a couple chapters here and there, but I'm so excited to talk to you guys about them. The first book that I'm going to talk about is How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. Now, I am a self-proclaimed #1 fan of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version, because that movie is my favorite thing of all time. I can quote the entire thing. No one in my family will watch it with me because I'm actually kind of infuriating when I watch it because I do not shut up. So obviously when I heard about a Grinch-themed romance, I had to pick it up. So to my understanding and what I have read so far, this book is about Cole and Story. Now Cole kind of hates the holiday season and he is very grumpy about it, but unfortunately for him, he lives in Kringletown, which is a 365-day-a-year Christmas town. We now have Story, who has left the town but is moving back to take care of her Aunt Cindy, and Aunt Cindy's one request is that she compete to be the Christmas town Kringle. However, Cole cannot let that happen. Cole cannot let Story win this competition, so Mr. Grump decides to enter the competition as well with the assistance of his friend Max, and the two then battle it out in some very fun Christmas-themed competitions. While I have not gotten far into this book and cannot give you a full review, I absolutely love the beginning of each chapter because there is a rhyme-esque poem situation similar to The Grinch that is so much fun, and I absolutely love it. So I will have to get back to you on my full thoughts later because I haven't finished the book, but so far I love the little introduction chapters. The next book that I have to talk to you about that I have started as well is Holiday Romance. Now this book is about two people who meet every year at the airport to travel home to Ireland. Now how they met was a little bit funny, but I'll let you discover that on your own. And the story takes place in present day and also in the past. So in present day, our two characters are trying to travel home to Ireland when the worst possible thing happens, a snowstorm, and they are grounded. The two then go on an adventure to try to get home to Ireland for Christmas. And through this adventure, we then get chapters that jump back into the past of them trying to travel home. Honestly, the whole thing kind of takes place in an airport and then also them running around trying to figure things out. And so far it is so cute, so fun, and really fast paced, which I think is really great for this holiday time. I need something in a holiday romance that is going to be very fast and very easy to read. So that is definitely proving to be the case with this one as well. Now we're moving on to the books that are truly on my TBR that I haven't started and I'm like reading sporadically. The first one is going to be Love You a Lotka. Now I saw this book and I immediately fell in love with cover and the pun title. I also don't see a lot of Hanukkah romances, so to see this was really amazing and I definitely want to pick it up. This book is about Abby, and in her town she is a cafe owner and also on the tourist board. However, she is the only Jewish person on this tourist board and gets tasked with creating the fledgling Hanukkah festival for the town. This is a massive undertaking and she doesn't really think that she can do it on her own. Enter Seth. Seth is our love interest and he visits Abby's cafe every single morning and is also the only other Jewish person in a 100-mile radius. The two then form a mutually beneficial agreement where Seth will help Abby with the festival as long as Abby agrees to fake date him and go to Hanukkah with his family. I love a good fake dating romance, especially during the holiday season. Like The Holiday is a great movie on Netflix with Emma Roberts in it and it's so much fun, so I would definitely recommend that, and I feel like this might give similar vibes and I'm just very excited to read this book and see what it has in store. The next two books I don't have a ton of information on because I kind of wanted to go into them a little bit blind, so I will kind of speed through these last two, but the first one is All I Want Is You. This is about two rival professional romance authors who are also exes who accidentally get snowed in on a work trip and there's only one bed. And that's all I know. And honestly, I'm so excited. My library hold is like 2 weeks away from coming in for this one and I cannot wait to read it. It just sounds like such an amazing and also slightly chaotic time because they're also snowed in a few days before Christmas. So I cannot imagine what is going to happen. Well, maybe I can imagine what's going to happen, but I'm excited to experience it nonetheless. I really want this book to come in because I feel like I've been waiting for this library hold forever. The other book that I have that is also on hold at my library is The Antisocial Season, and all I know about this is that it is between a librarian and a retired firefighter who is turned social media coordinator for the library, and the two must battle out the holiday season in some way. And honestly, that sounds so much fun. I love a good firefighter romance, so honestly, when I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'll read it. I needed absolutely no convincing. So those are all of the books that I have to talk to you guys about today. I know this video seems very fast and I feel like I was yapping very efficiently, but honestly, I feel like with recommendation videos, you kind of want to get in, you want to get out a little bit. So that's what I try to do with this, especially because the holiday seasons are so busy. You don't really have time to sit here and watch me yap for 30 minutes about all of the different holiday romances. You want to use that time for reading. So I tried to keep it nice and consistent for you guys. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any more holiday romances that you think that I would enjoy, definitely leave them in the comments below because because I'm always collecting them. I have a shelf on Goodreads that's called Seasonal Reads that I just put books I think will be interesting for different times of the year, specifically more holiday. So honestly, please drop them in the comments below. I would love to check them out. And I think that's all I have for you guys today. So have a wonderful day. I hope that the holiday season hasn't been too stressful for you so far. And if I don't talk to you guys before Hanukkah or Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.